Hey guys, looks like it's beer 30. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Today, I do appreciate you stopping by. Guys, this was a hard one to find. This is the 2018 edition, I'm sure. I didn't see a date on it. I'm going to look again real quick here. This is Saranac Brewing, and they got it listed as FX Brewing Company 2 now. This is a 10.5% alcohol by volume, 50 IBUs. This is a breakfast stout with natural flavors added. I see some yellow writing on here. And it has 1738, and then it has a timestamp. So I don't know what that 1738 means. I'm just assuming it's a 2018 edition. This was sent to me by Mike and Big Mike, but I'm actually not sure. When I looked it up, Untapped had 4 different versions, and none of them were 10.5. The closest thing I could find was a 10.2%, which is listed as their 2018 edition. So I'm thinking this is what it is, but I don't know why the ABV is different. I could not find it at all on Beer Advocate, so they're out on this one. It's going to get more and more of that, guys. It'll get to the point where I won't even look at them anymore. I'm just trying to give it as many views as possible in different grades from different people. To see if mine's in line and see if yours is in line if you've had it before. So we've got the ABV and IBUs. I don't see a date. It's not super critical on a stout, a 10.5% stout, but I would like to know that since they've done several different variations to know what I've got in front of me, what I'm drinking, or what Mike and Big Mike has bought. So that needs to be on there. So it is not. I couldn't find it anyway. Commercial description says Russian Imperial Stout brewed with oats and aged in American whiskey barrels. So it is a barrel-aged beer with coffee, vanilla, and maple syrup. So having coffee in it, it needs to have a freaking date on it, guys, because the coffee's going to fade. So these guys need to step up to the plate. It would probably be enough for me not to buy it, not having a vintage on it. 2017, 2016, 2018. And I don't know how many times they do it once a year, twice a year, how many times they brew this in a year's time. I would think it'd be a once a year thing, but I'm not sure. I don't have that information, guys. It says whiskey barrels with coffee, vanilla, and maple syrup. Coffee, whiskey, and vanilla character with subtle notes of caramel and sweet maple. So, and guys, they've sent me 2 beers from this brewery. The other one was fairly tasty. I had done some of the Saranac beers in years past when I first started doing beer reviews, and I found most of the stuff that is available here. And I haven't seen any of their stuff in a long time, so I don't know if it's still available here. It's definitely not available at Kroger's or your local gas station or anything like that. You would actually have to go to a craft beer store to find something like this, since these guys are up in and they're up in New York. So they need to have a little more information on their label, or they've got a bright yellow timestamp on them. They need to put a month and a year, or at least a year, on the label somewhere. And I did not see it. I don't see it listed anywhere, guys. So they have the yellow ink on here, but the date is not on there. So they do have the machine when they're printing a timestamp, which is irrelevant to us. The month, day, and the year would be much better than 07.44. So they put it in a bottle at 7:44, either in the AM or the PM. They don't give us that information. The information we need is not on the bottle. So probably a reason why I would not buy it, even though it may be a 10 beer in this bottle. I don't know yet. It probably won't get to 10 for me since it doesn't have any kind of vintage on it, but it could be a very tasty beer. So that's all we need to go through. Like I said, Beer Advocate doesn't even have this beer listed, and it's especially odd since they've done this beer 4 different times according to Untapped. So I've read you that, and I've read you that. So it is time, final beer of the evening for me. So let's see what we have. Nice hiss, a little bit of smoke. Into the glass we go. And at 10.5%, I'm going to pour it fairly aggressive, guys. Straight down the center. And with that super aggressive pour, we got about 1.5 fingers of head on that. Good looking beer. Nice khaki colored head. Very tight bubbles. Over to the light, I don't see any at all. It is pitch black. Looks good in the glass, guys. Let's get it to the nose. Roasted malt and hints of butterscotch. It's got diacetyl going on in this beer, which is not good. I'm thinking the other one I got from Mike and Big Mike from this guy's had a slight hint of diacetyl in there too. So we got the butterscotch thing going on, which is not good. Usually that, if it's done right, dissipates in the fermenting process. And it's a little stronger on this one than it was on the last one. So they got a little bit of something going on there for the diacetyl to be that prominent in the beer now. And the butterscotch is overpowering everything else that I can smell. Yep. It's a shame. It is a shame. Mike, Big Mike, I am so sorry, guys. Heavy diacetyl on this one. Slight one on the last one that you sent me from Saranac. So, and it dissipated a little bit by the end of the beer. We'll see if it happens on this one. But that butterscotch is overpowering everything else, guys. So let's see what it's got here. Cheers. Yeah. Butterscotch is what I'm getting there, guys. This got a heavy diacetyl taste to it. I would not buy this beer. We've had a run of bad beers the last couple of days. It's a shame. And then again, sometimes we'll get 2 or 3 10s in a row. But we've got 3 subpar beers in a row. So let me sip on this and see if the diacetyl goes away. And we can pick up anything when I come back from the last chug. If the diacetyl is still as strong as it is now, this is not going to get a very good grade, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, guys, I'm back. Got a little left here. Nice icing is leaving on the glass here, guys. I am not super impressed with this. There's a lot better breakfast stouts out there than this. I don't know what Mike and Big Mike paid for this, but I think Saranac Brewery is still a brewery that I probably would not buy their beers. They used to have a lot of transitional beers. Now that they've went out of the box and started doing some of their bigger beers, like what Mike and Big Mike have sent me here. I did get some diacetyl on the last one. It wasn't as prominent as this one, and it did dissipate a little bit by the time I got to the end of the beer. But this one here, it's still got that super huge butterscotch aroma and taste. There's definitely an infection going on here. It's not going to hurt you. I mean, it's usually it goes away during fermentation process, and sometimes it does not. And usually when that happens, the breweries won't let these beers go out. They won't let them be bottled and that. Don't think I've got an isolated batch. If it's in this bottle, it's in every bottle that come out of that tank. But on the nose, big time butterscotch. It's overpowering everything else in the beer. On the taste, I'm getting butterscotch, guys. I mean, this is heavy diacetyl. Final chug. Definitely an infection process there going on, and a lot of breweries won't let these beers go out if they had that going on, and these guys evidently decided to. Not impressed with this beer whatsoever. I would not buy this beer. This beer gets a 4. It's a C. It's an average beer. especially since it's got that heavy diacetyl taste going on with it, guys. To me, the grade scale on this would be, since it's a C beer, 75. That's where I'm going to put this beer. It's very close to being undrinkable. There's way too much butterscotch on this beer to be something that they would put out for the general public. So I don't know how they can think they can do that, and people will continue to buy their beers. That amazes me that they would let this stuff get out of the brewery. So kind of nasty, to be honest with it. Over to Beer Advocate, like I said, they don't even have this particular beer listed, and Untapped doesn't have the right ABV, but they do have it listed as a 2018. I'm just assuming that's what this is because I couldn't find any vintage or dating on the bottle. Untapped has it at 4.05. Absolutely not, in my opinion. I've definitely got a heavy diacetyl bottle here, guys. Big time butterscotch. And I usually don't. You see a little bit left there. I'm not going to drink it. I'm going to pour it out. Not impressed with this whatsoever. Would not buy this beer. Cannot recommend this beer. So if you've had this and you've had a better experience than I have, let me know. Put those in the comments. But this is kind of nasty, and that's where I want to leave it. I haven't bought any of their beers in a long time, and I probably would not now. So with that being said, if you've had it, let me know what you think. Till we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.